All right, I just finished watching the game. Man, dude, we had the game in overtime. We had it. Now, I don't know why we couldn't just run for extra yards to get a field goal earlier in overtime. Instead, it was a sack, or I don't know if it was a fumble. I don't think it was a fumble. I think it was a sack. We lost like 9 yards. We had it in the bag, man. And we can't run the ball to save our life. And I don't mean like run the ball when we're actually running the ball. Deciding to run the ball, deciding to run it. Decisions to run the ball. Play calls to run the ball. We feel like we absolutely have to die by the pass, no matter what anybody says. Earlier in an interview, Doug Pederson was like, oh yeah, we can run the ball more to take off pressure from Carson Wentz. But you don't do it. You don't do it. People are going to be like, well, we tied, we didn't lose, or whatever. To me, that's a loss. Whatever's not a victory to me is a loss. Like, god damn, man. Like, you didn't want to run the ball for 2 or 3 yards? You only want to run the ball when you get 10? When we needed 2 or 3 yards, 5 yards? Both teams had possessions already. So whoever scores a field goal wins. You win the game. So if you would have been freaking 4th and 2, but you're on their 38, you kick that field goal, you win the game. You win the game. Like, it's so hard for Doug Pederson to understand. Sometimes you have to run the ball. No, you just have to run the ball. You see some of those runs, and I understand, they didn't go anywhere. But you need to keep the defense honest. You need to keep the defense honest. You need to make them think you might run. At all times. At all times. You can't let the defense think one time they know that you're going to pass. Because once they know stuff, that's it. They know what you're going to do. Out of all the games, this game really says it all on how Doug can't decide to run. He can't call a play call to run the ball. And look, I like that Carson and Doug are talking. Well, what should we do here? What should we do there? But like, how do you not learn how we got to overtime? Carson had to run, and he had to score a touchdown with his running ability. And shit, he had to keep his... I don't know if you guys saw that run, but he had one foot in, the other foot he had to keep sliding in, then leap inside, because his foot almost went out of bounds, the other foot, but he slid it on the ground to keep it on the ground to give himself momentum to dive in. I mean, learn something. You saw Carson run it in. We scored by running the ball. I don't care it wasn't an intent to run. Carson had to run for his life to get that touchdown, to keep us alive in the game. And I know he made mistakes. I know he threw 2 picks. One was deflected. The other one was just a bad pass. But Like, Jesus, you know, like sometimes you guys need to run the ball. You know, you just need to run it. You need to run it down people's throats. You need to run it down people's throats. Like Doug or whoever the offensive coordinator. I know Doug Pederson calls the plays because he's there with his timesheet trying to mark shit off, but he can't simply mark off all the damn passes that haven't succeeded. Simple runs, a simple running game will keep you in it. Clock manage and get you closer to a damn game-winning field goal. You know, this is the second time, I think, in the 20th century, I believe, that we tied with Cincinnati. You know, I was watching EDP's video the other day. EDP 445, shout out to him. He was saying, and this is true, that we haven't beaten Cincinnati since like, I think it was like 2006 or 7 was the last time we beat Cincinnati, and it was like a 16-13 game. And then I think after that we tied with them, and then we lost to them, and then we tied with them again. Like, man, dude, man, bro. I haven't even looked at the attempts of passing and running and how much yards we have. But honestly, I don't need to look. Because I know we passed it more than we ran it. Just by watching the game. I know we passed it more than we ran it. And I wouldn't have said anything, you know, if we would have just ran it in overtime to get closer to that field goal when we were closest that we could ever be to getting that field goal. And if we would have won, you know, I still would have gotten a little bit upset, you know, especially at the secondary of the Eagles. You know, a rookie quarterback's making you guys look like shit. You know, like shit, dude. Slay, and I think the other one's called Earps. And then number 31, I don't know who he is. I have to check his name. Those guys did okay. You know what I mean? Mills, yeah, he had a couple of rushes or whatever, but when it comes down to the red zone, that guy don't know what the fuck's going on, bro. He's looking around like, what the fuck? And then there's people in back of him scoring like nothing. Like, you're the safety. You're the safety, bro. You're the safety. Anybody in back of you guys, it's on you. It's on your ass. Like, man, dude. The D-line, look, y'all did good. The only things I don't like is personal foul shit. It's dumb. You know, when Joe Burrow passed that pass, and I think it was Jackson, number 97. He went and he nailed him and his head like moved or whatever. Look, man, you can tackle somebody whenever you want when they have the ball. But he's right in front of you. He threw it and you still hit him. We need to stop making dumb penalties. That's a dumb penalty. You know, all the penalties we had were pretty dumb. And the special teams punt. And when you're over there and then Clement comes and everybody's jumping around, pushing people, whatever. Like, you guys did good last week. Why are you going to start fighting? Like, I think the biggest problem on our team is the fact that Doug doesn't keep this team disciplined. Aside of the fact that he can't decide to run for his dear life. It's like it's not even in his playbook to run in the simplest situations. Look, man, Doug Pederson did, like, he ran the ball with Sanders pretty good. Jalen, I like what they did with Jalen Hurts. too. Like putting him in there, a couple run plays or whatever. They think he's a run threat. That's good. That's perfect. But when you have Wentz in there, 60% of the defense mindset is like, the Wentz is going to pass it. And if I know that, what makes you think any other NFL? I'm not even an NFL person. I'm not a coach. I'm not an analyst. I don't get paid to talk about the NFL or think schemes on what the other team's doing. And I know that Wentz is going to pass it most likely. 3 out of the 4 downs were out there. 2 out of the 4 downs were out there. He's going to pass the ball. This is Doug Pederson's offense. Pass first down. Run second down. Pass third down. Punt. Second possession. Pass first down. Pass second down, sack. Now we're in the third and long. Pass. Incomplete. Punt. That's Doug Pederson's offense. That's Doug Pederson's play calling offense. This is how I would run the offense. First down. Pass short, gaining 2 yards. Run the ball. Gaining 3 yards. Now you're in a 3rd and 5. Yes, I would run a pass play. But I would get like a slant. Like something very short to get the first down. And then when I get that first down, I run the ball. Get 3 yards. And then line wins up in the shotgun. Have four receivers out. And run the ball again. Because everybody thinks you're going to pass it. Like that's so simple football math, dude. You're on a 2nd and 7. Everyone thinks you're going to pass it. You got Sanders next to you. Wins in a shotgun. Handoff. You gain at least 3-4 yards. Which puts you on a 3rd and 3. And what do you think I'm doing after that? You're damn right. I'm going to run the ball again. Because even if I get 2 yards and let's say it's a 4th and 1, now you can quarterback sneak. Now you can push the ball to get that first down. Now you can go for it on 4th down. Instead of going for it on 4th down on a 4th and fucking 6. 4th and 5. 4th and 8. I'd go for it on a 4th and 1, and then I'd do what we've been doing with Carson, quarterback sneaking that shit. Well, that was week 3 against the Bengals. 23-23 tie. To me, it's like we're 0-3. And I have to check who we're playing next week. I believe it's the Ravens. And honestly, I don't know if we even have a chance against them. Play calling like this, secondary like that, it's very iffy, if we're going to even come out with the victory. And then if we tie, well, people are going to be like, well, we're going to overtime. We're probably going to tie again because we don't know how to manage anything. Doug Pederson doesn't know how to manage anything in overtime. Man, dude. Week 3, it was wild. It was exciting. It was very disappointing at the very end because, all those efforts, all the mistakes they made, and we're in it to tie it. You got to manage stuff better, Doug. You got to manage stuff better, man, because honestly, if I was Howie or anybody it's hard for me, if I was the general manager, to be letting you do your job. If I was the general manager, I would have been telling your ass, why aren't you running the ball? especially in the situations where you needed to run the ball just to get closer to at least a chance at a field goal. You know, because when we were there close to the field goal range, before the sack and before all that stuff happened, we got pushed back. I mean, even if we get a false start and we're like, let's say, on their 37, that puts us back at the 41, which makes it like a 51-yard field goal instead of a 61, 59 that you were going to try to attempt before the false start happened. You know, I don't blame that guy, honestly. What are the chances of Elliott making that, you know? 51 out of 49%? It was literally a 50-50 chance. Anyways, please, man, please, coaching staff, somebody from the Eagles, tell this man, Doug, to run the ball. It's when key situations. Carson, if you have to, man, tell him to run the ball. Audible it. Give it to Sanders, dude. If you have to do it yourself, Wins, do it, man. Switch the play on him. He ain't out on the field. He's just on the sidelines calling plays, calling BS. Stuff that really he wants it to work and is desperate for it to work. But when you're desperate, it don't work. It never does when you're desperate. We need to play free, loose. You know what I mean? No fears. Run the ball with no fear. Pass the ball with no fear. You know, that's the only way things will ever work for us.